Thank you. I was born 44 years ago. I'm a Christian, married mother of 4. I attended Chikurubi Primary School, did the Nyongo Secondary and Mavubu High School for my secondary education, later business studies. I'm a fashion designer, a farmer, an entrepreneur, operating a private security business, and of course, as Mr. Dana says, the president of the #1980 Freedom Movement, Zimbabwe. My introduction into politics was a calling into a wider work, which led me to form the Divine Alliance for Vitalization of Inspired Development, the David Party, in 2016. Since then, I've been interacting with people one-on-one basis, letting them know of my vision for our nation, of which I got a favorable response. Many of my followers have been asking how I came to be nominated as the presidential candidate for #1980 Freedom Movement Zimbabwe in the coming elections. As the name David suggests or depicts, it is a relationship for a good cause, not personal interest. Also, the David motto says, unified in faith, our pinnacle of victory, meaning there is power in unity. And in this regard, we are working together with the 1980 Freedom Movement Zimbabwe so as to embark on our fight to finish the unfinished business of the liberation struggle, which is the first and second Chimurenga, which was waged so that we will get back our land, Chimuchedu, into Yentu, which is the basis of our economy, stolen from us by the colonialist powers, as well as political independence. In 1980, we got independence and the black man became the leader of this country, our beloved Zimbabwe, but our economy remained in the hands of the colonialists, which is, in this case, evidenced by the economic decadence we have experienced from the time of land acquisition. Basically, we have the #1980 Freedom Movement, a David initiative approach in this particular relation. Yes, we are coming under the banner of 1980 Freedom Movement, Chimuchedu, but at the same time, we share a common array of fundamental essentials which are enshrined in the principles of the first and second Chimurenga. The existence of our formation remains to align God's instructions for national building with the people's intentions, that is uplifting people's social standards and driving forward the social agenda, which is for Zimbabwe to be economically independent. #1980 Freedom Movement stands for the right of Zimbabweans. It's 100% Zimbabwean formation. It is a party which came into being after recognizing that what was fought for in the first Chimurenga has not been fully and was totally missed by the proponents, especially the tendency by the two major political offices to compensate the colonially acquired land. This war was waged not only for those who were participating in the liberation struggle, but for every Zimbabwean born before and after 1980. It was fought so that our land is fully utilized by the black people, which are Zimbabweans. We want to move away from the jobs mantra to opening of opportunities to the indigenous people. The first Chimurenga was not a political war, but an economic war. What we are saying is that the spirit and the principle of the first Chimurenga was economy, not about political power or political control, but it was all about economy. Then we are saying that the principle is the initiator or the fundamental principle, because remember, it is only when the people protested of the economic deprivation of which the kings and rulers of that time had agreed and consented with their white man's move, that left us in a scenario where the people were going to lose, but the kings and rulers were going to have a certain share of things. Then the mediums protested, and we are also purporting ourselves to be the mediums of this particular time, as Dr. Dana has already mentioned. We are saying we are the custodians of the economy of the people, because the people cannot be economic deprived, while these leaders are blessed by the elite, capitalists, or exploiters, plundering our economy. And this was the situation or scenario, the first Chimurenga. And as a result of that process, or that initiation of the uprising of the spirit medium, that is when the black man was fought and massacred in a genocide, until up to an extent that the white man now realized that he would now control both the economic and political side. But initially, the white man was not interested in controlling the political side. He did not want to be the ruler of Africans, but he came here for commerce. The cornerstone, or the pillar, is actually getting our nation to one mindset. And key to that one mindset is the essence of the little green book, which maintains the 11 golden rules of our movement, that clearly states that we were deprived of colonially, and the liberation struggle was actually to relieve us from colonial oppression. But as of the day we said we got back black independence, we got politically independent without economic independence. And now that is the need of the political movement post-independence. If our revolutionary parties were actually in adherence to the principles and guidelines, especially of the first Chimurenga, we would not be sitting here today and saying we are in this initiative. But this initiative is showing that the first line principle, that is the principle of the first Chimurenga, has been totally ignored. Of which, if we take clearly the first Chimurenga scenario, Lianehanda and Sekul Kabovi protested that the white man is taking what actually called economic sovereignty, because black man still was the king and the emperor. They did not lose political dominance, but the white man had collected economic power or the economic control of this country. And that's why we are saying we still need land reform, and we still need reduction of farm sizes so that everyone will benefit who was not ZANU-PF. Because what we are saying is that ZANU-PF people are the custodians of our land, and we cannot accept that forever. because ZANU-PF alone cannot be the custodian of our land, especially now that they have got the tendency to sell out and they want to sell our right to the white men. Yes, ZANU-PF are the custodians of our land so far. And yes, they are our brothers. But we will never allow them to sell our right to land to the white men simply because they are holding the papers. And that is the first line essence of our little green book, and why we go against the second Chimurenga people that adhere to what we call the Marxist-Leninist tendencies, an approach which has got what we call strategic withdrawal. We say that when you are tired, you engage with the enemy, and this is not the spirit of progress. And every time you engage with the enemy, you will never go anywhere. We are not independent until we acquire economic sovereignty. What we have is a situation where a black man is the leader of our nation, yet we don't have economic sovereignty. We need total liberation, where we can say we have both national and economic sovereignty, not to be only politically independent, and yet our economy is controlled by our former colonialists. So tunoda chinu chedu into our land. For the people to survive and sustain themselves, before we look outside, what is in these borders of this country is not supplementary, but sufficient for the children to grow and develop and foster prosperity. So, whereas the majority of the people, and we as the hashtag 1980 Freedom Movement, Chinuchedu, we are believing that our children need just a share of the rights they were supposed to attain upon getting independence. That is the suckling of milk from their own country. I will give an example where we say the Arabic people, even though they live in the desert, God gave them adoption to survive without even any foreign influence. Imagine how the nomadic or the Arabic people can survive in such a dry land. But we are so blessed to have a country where we've got everything. The best temperatures, the best rains, the best of everything in a moderation. There is not too much rain, there is not too much sunshine, not too cold. It is the best place any person can be. And we are saying, Zimbabwe, we need to open this opportunity that we are undervaluing the greatest asset God gave us. That is our country, Chinuchedu, and thinking that somewhere, somehow, we can have a savior from the eastern or the western messiahs, but that is not the solution to Zimbabwe. But as a people and as a mother, I know some people are suggesting that children need chips, they need yogurts, but I know what is best for my children, which is the suckling of milk and to taste the honey from their own land, which is Zimbabwe. I think for now,
okay,
that's all.